Hello everyone. You are listening to some of the archive episodes coming from to you live from k-roo.org. I'm glad you are listening to the archives, but now it's the live show for Sweet Canal. What's happening? Hello everyone. My name is Moe Alabdullah. This is Wednesday, 1:03 p.m., September 12, 2018. We're live now. There's no music anymore. I enjoyed listening to that prior to this. Sweet Canal. If you look up Canal, it's an artificial, man-made thing that connects two bodies of water or more, but they are not necessarily have the same level. So in order for the ship to go, I want to start with this is Suicide Awareness Week. So if any of you listeners or someone you know is suffering from depression or suicidal thoughts, please contact the suicide hotline, which is 1-800-273-8255. Again, 1-800-273-8255. Or just if it's really urgent, and you probably won't remember that number in that case, so just call 911. I'm broadcasting this from University of Kansas City, Missouri in Kansas City. And for students who are listening to this, there is a health center on 5110 Oak Street. It's for health, physical, and counseling as well. If you have a tuition, you probably have enough insurance. It's kind of with the rules that you go with in order to study here, or you have your own insurance. Please go there. They do the simplest things, or until whichever it is. So I went there for an earache, for example, and they said, by the way, you're fine. You don't have to worry about that at all. So Suicide Prevention Week, it starts on September 9th, 2018 till September 15th, 2018. So we have 3 days left for that. And we'd like to give attention to everything. This is the Awareness Week, but the rest of the year, there is about 47 weeks other than that. Doesn't mean we forgot. We still do the best we can in order to prevent that. I am pretty close to that because I had a friend who is no longer with us. On 2013, she was no longer with us, but that affected me a lot in order to actually raise my awareness. But for each one of you probably been touched by this. Celebrities, someone you know, someone really close, or just a classmate, but still your awareness probably will be, most likely actually a high percentage will be the reason for someone else's life to be saved. On 2017 September or so, I met a friend of mine who was suffering from a really bad condition, but I know her situation is bad, but I didn't know it was that bad. So after, at that time, I didn't know, but at that time she was really suffering from suicidal thoughts, I can say, and she made an attempt, pretty close, but she did not succeed. And about yesterday or the day before, she posted that it has been a whole year since that happened, and I'm happy to see her that she is strong enough to survive. So not everyone is suffering from the same problems. There are a lot of reasons, various reasons for that to happen. And if you seek help, those reasons will be minimized or go away. So that's my part for the Suicide Prevention Week. And I hope everyone is feeling good about themselves, and it's going to be better from now on. Another thing I would like to talk about is the UMKC Not Anymore movement, or something on that sorts. So we got an email about 2 weeks ago that says you have to take this mandatory training in order to get, if you don't want to get a hold on your account. And says UMKC is committed to fostering a safe, supportive environment conducive to the academic pursuits and healthy personal development of all members on campus and community. Let's dive into it. We are providing our entire campus community with training about UMKC's sex discrimination, sexual harassment, and sexual misconduct. Sexual misconduct. So, sorry about that. All right. So this basically training teaches you a lot more about consent as well, and it's really important. Some people know it already. Some people don't know it. Some people will just need to reassure their information. I'm still starting on it. I haven't finished it all because there's videos of 12 minutes, there are videos of 2 minutes, and so on. But it's a really good move from your UMKC. And finish it before October 1, because if you don't, you will get a hold on your account and not be able to register for next semester. Speaking of semesters, there's a lot of exams coming up and a lot of projects that are pretty hectic, like one after another. Like, for example, I'm taking just 12 hours right now, and every day I have to do something major. Like, there are the minor things where you have to read chapter 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, but there are something majors, like an essay, for example, or something else like that. So I've been noticing that a lot of people are getting better at studying, and they know what to do. But there are people who are not getting better at doing individual projects where, for example, if a teacher asks you to do a certain design, that is, you just use your own creativity and let me know, and show it to class or present it, or some other teacher will ask you for a 2-minute video that you should do, or someone else will ask you to volunteer actually in the actual community and report on it in a paper, and it's like, we are used to read chapter 3 and 4, and that's it. But now we have to do things that are more creative. My comment on that is, reading is gonna stay on reading. Like, it's gonna increase information, intelligence, and vocabulary. And it's difficult for us as internationals to translate a lot of words. So we have a dictionary near us all the time. But doing, let's just say, field work, where you have to go to a shop and look at certain books, or you have to go to a toy store and analyze the toys there, like, for example, ethnicity-wise and stuff, or you have to go and do community work. Those things actually push you to the real world where you do things that you are going to do or supposed to do in the community. So for me, as an example, I'm just a student here studying, and then I'm gonna finish and then get my bachelor's, master's, and so on. On paper, I'm great, but what did I do for the community? Not so much, or that much. So I cannot work outside of campus without without an actual permission from EMKC as an international student, but I can do volunteer work, for example, or do things like that. Simple things. It doesn't need to be on paper to be credited to that, towards that. So yeah, preparing for exams. There are still few classes that just ask you to read this chapter and remember it basically, and then pour it into a piece of paper where you just get the grade for it. So studying tips. If you're supposed to cover 4 or 5 chapters, for example, for this first exam, you just go ahead and read them. I'm not being sarcastic, but you should have read them throughout the semester. But let's say you haven't, and there are about a week, there is a week until the actual exam, and you don't really want to do that because there are other exams and projects that are going to be in the way. Let's just say you are taking one class, or just, all right, I'm going to talk about procrastination at some point though. Anyways, so first tip is to divide your effort, divide your studying sessions. So for example, let's say there is an exam coming up after a week, and then today I'm gonna give 2 hours to those assignments or to those readings, and then stop. And then the next day I will give a half hour or an hour, and then stop, and then so on. Instead of studying all of it the previous night, which really does not work. Psychology, at least. Memory and psychology. So, other than just reading it and dividing the time, important things or important bullet points usually are in bold letters or titled in the book. You should repeat those, especially important terms. Another thing that is really important is actually to sleep really well the night before. If you can do up to 12 hours, go ahead and do it, as long as you really sleep. Do not study the night before the exam. You need to be relaxed, ready, and come really early if you have to, and just like sit in class for 15-20 minutes, relax, watch everyone going in. You'll be in the test mode more than anyone else's. And if you are studying while you're tired, even if the exam is still 3 days away or so, it's not gonna go in. Like your memory is not gonna actually function. You will have less guilt per se of studying, but other than that, you're not gonna interpret or incorporate or absorbs this information, right? So I hope you there was one more thing. Just even if you did all of those tips, do not please do not stand outside the hall or like an hour before the exam and just say I'm gonna study, and it's not gonna work. You're too distracted, and you should use that time to relax. And good luck everyone for the exams. I hope you get the best you can, and do your best. And well, there's other things are coming as well, so good luck, good luck, good luck. I want to talk about mistakes, not like running through a red light or something, like now, or just say practical mistakes, let's just say per se. So each and every one of you has, whatever your major is, whatever your field of work is, has a program to work with. Designers would work for Photoshop and Illustrator and so on. Editors would work with Adobe Premiere. Journalists would work with blogs and stuff. engineer would work with the 3D Max, I think. So on. So if you are doing something hardware, such as fixing the house, electricity, or moving furniture, if you move it the wrong way, you will hurt your back for sure. But if you are doing something on a software such as Photoshop and so on, if you make a mistake, you can't just hit the back button. It's right there, usually on the upper left corner, and press it. And if you actually don't know what to do, try it. Like, I don't know how to put this into perspective, but let's just say, let me talk about myself for sure. I spend so much time trying to avoid the program Illustrator. It scares me, and it's pretty complicated, and I don't know what to do. The first thing came in mind is to watch videos on YouTube and such about tips for beginners on how to operate Illustrator. And I go along with it, and it's still hard. I don't know what. I don't understand it. And again, until, like, in some classes, the teacher almost held the mouse and just like showed me how to do it. And I like to learn by myself. So another professor slash doctor put this, he just said, it's software. If you make a mistake, just hit the X button and start again. Or try, just go ahead and try. And I tried by myself, and after a while, as soon as I got a hold of stuff, how to lock stuff on layers, I was able to design, let's just say, a magazine or pamphlet or whatever that's called, by myself from start to end, with edges and stuff. And I was able to go through a whole final project by myself without any outside help, other than this looks nice, this doesn't look nice, you should try that, and you should try this. What I found out is someone else would use a different way than yours, and you might use a different way than others. There are for sure the official way to do it, like by book, but there is your way as well. As long as you come out with a design that works, printed, you're good. So I'm here talking, now my audience are mostly students. I'm gonna talk to students and to workers as well, or not non-students, like people who are in the workforce as well. I recently moved to a new apartment, and I struggled so much finding the right furniture to use in my apartment. I just had a TV and a bed for maybe 2 months or so. I was able to just go drive up to a store and buy whichever I liked and just put it there, but I just didn't want to do that. I want to take my time and find the right furniture. So what I'm trying to say here, it's okay to visit a second-hand furniture store. As long as you find one that is actually good, go ahead and buy stuff from there. Nobody cares. You are the one who only will know. And if people know that you got second-hand or used furniture, so what? Usually people who donate those stuff or sell them to those stores are reviewed by other people, and they would see how good or bad it is and then offer it for people to buy. So for that matter, I went to I use furniture store. It's fairly big. It has furniture, rugs, chairs, couches, lazy boys, miscellaneous like binoculars and stuff that you might not find in an actual store. Clothes and dishes, TVs, tables, paintings, like things that you can find on the wall. So I took a really nice scroll, about 2 hours or so going through it, and I found very decent furniture that I can use for my house. And I was able to load it in my car actually, and got it back to home, and all of that was under $200, and my apartment looks good, I could say. But I'm trying to say here, just it's okay to buy secondhand stuff from the store. That's another thing I would like to talk about is if you have used stuff or new, you can sell them online. There is more than one platform, but there is a nice platform that you already know what it is, that you can use to sell your stuff. It is not that difficult to get used to it. You can use it as simple as is. You can at least look up the thing you have online and see how much is it. And there should be an option that says sell like this one, or do I have one to sell like this one. As soon as you hit the settings on the item that you want to sell is already set up for you. So all you need is basically put if you're gonna offer free shipping or not, and then put at the end how much do you want for it. You can use the same price as the price you found it on or less. It's up to you. So take some time, go through your old stuff. You're probably gonna just leave them there to collect dust. Some people call it the dust room, and sell those. Yes, I know they have sentimental value to you, but if you don't use it within a year, you probably are not gonna. So I'm happy to sell my old stuff or give it to someone else and just donate them. So one of the things I can spend my time on, at least not now, but I usually do, is video games. Video games these days are $50 to $70. That's kind of expensive, relatively, and I'm starting to feel that we are being used by those companies that wants to sell games to us. But at the same time, I understand, because video games came a long way. Like it used to be about just jump, go left, go right, and maybe less than that, and then you would have fun. But now there's 3D, there's conversation, there's story, there is a lot of programming, there's a lot of design involved. So there's a lot of manpower into it. There are games that have things like a lot of things to do. Like you cannot expect those things to be for free, but you can do something about it though. If you want the game as soon as it comes out, well, it sucks to be you. But if you are okay with waiting a few months and then buy it used from one of those nice websites, you can do that as well. And if you got them, played with them, done with it, play with the next one, done with it, play with the third one or fourth, done with it, offer it to sell again. Probably gonna lose a few bucks because the game will be older by that time. But you will get your money back, at least. Another tip on those video games is, well, you can share an account with your friend and you can pay half and half, or he can buy the game once and then you buy the next game and so on. So sharing accounts kind of work, and then you will still be able to get the latest or the newest game as soon as it comes out. The same, if you don't like video games or furniture, there is a third one. It's related to this as well. About 2015, I not came up with an idea, but like I was curious about an idea that I wanted to try. So because I had about 10 to 20, maybe more books that I've been just collecting from classes that I go to and not use not even 20 pages from them, but it's kind of mandatory to get them. So I just buy this book, try to find it used as usual, but if I can't, I'll have to buy it new or used. But those books kept I kept collecting those books, and I have them. And if I try to sell them to a library, they would cut the price too much that I just say it doesn't worth it. But I had friends as well who have the same problem. Alright, same problem. They just have 10 to 20 books that are too much to handle, and they just want to get rid of them. So I offered myself and my friends to take care of those books, and I'll give them their share for sure. Keep them in my closet, put them in online, and someone will find them at some point of time and I'll be able to sell them. As soon as I got into the groove of this, I started to get good ratings, I can say, maybe 10 or so. It's just few. And I try to take a picture of front, back, and ISBN, like actual photos that I took, not stock photos that you can find online, like actual photos that shows authenticity to the book. And then I started being able to sell up to sometimes 3 books at a time. I changed the option from 1 business day to 3 because like I started to go to USPS post service almost every day. So it's been great, and I got rid of my books, my friends' books, and everyone is happy. And I mentioned that today because I sold a book today, and it was great because I basically just lost $10 instead of more than that. I would like to share this channel's hashtag, which is hashtag Kroo Canal. You can use that on Twitter if you like to talk to us, and I will listen to you. Another topic I would like to cover is experience going head to head with intelligence. So going to head from experience to intelligence. What does that mean? So there is a nice story I actually remember. Is there was a ship that has problems with it that cannot go to sail until this problem is fixed. There were so many intelligent engineers around it to fix this problem, and they were not able to. They tried many various. I'm not good with ships, by the way. I'm for the purpose of the story. They contacted an experienced guy who had been working with ships for a long time, and he just knocked on a certain spot in the ship and said, that will cost you let's just say $10,000. And they said, this does not worth $10,000. But why are you asking that much? It's up to him that he charges that much. But he said is, without my experience, you're not gonna be able to find this problem. You're probably gonna lose more, less, or so on. I'm here to define what the problem is and solve it. So that guy was very experienced, and those engineers were very smart. So I would like to put that into another perspective. Fast cars versus sedans. Let's just say supercars versus sedans. Who would win the race? My vote would go to supercars for sure, because they're faster, they have 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, maybe less, and traction and torque, all that works in the best way possible to win. And sedans, you don't really see them, even in video games. Not a lot of video, like racing games, you're not gonna see a lot of sedans in there. You're gonna see supercars and Formula Ones that are there for you to play. But speaking of Formula One, Saudi Arabia women now are able to drive Formula One racing cars, so good for you. What I wanted to put is, experience is the gas that drives the car. So if you put the supercar next to the sedan stock car and try to let them race, the supercar would win. But if there is no gas in the supercar, it won't go at all. And the sedan will probably take 15 seconds to get to 60 miles, but it is moving. So the gas is a metaphor of experience. So if you, everyone is smart if they put the work. So if you think you're smart and not do the work, you cannot expect to go anywhere. But if you put in the work, you will be able to get gas for which is the experience, in order to go and move forward. So get more experience, try things out here and there. So you might be the next supercar that beats the sedans around. What's another thing to talk about? Well, I'm trying to cover topics until Luke's come, so we can talk about other things, but I am trying to cover more things before he comes back. And if it ends up that I'm gonna be here for the whole hour, that's great. Let's lift our spirits with what makes you relax. So, for example, what makes me relax is sitting on a couch watching a documentary or a comedy show, just such as Friends. And just sit down and watch it. That's relaxation time for me. Other people would relax when they are working out. Others would relax when they are walking, shopping, which is not really a good idea, or simplest things, as maybe a shower, maybe it's just standing on one leg. So I would like to share my experience here with trying to relax. My top relaxation spot is being under a shower. Unfortunately, that changed, and I can share that story, but let's cover how that makes me relaxed. It's just warm water over your head until the heater runs out, and then you come back to life. But another thing is kind of forgotten is candles. You should light up a candle from time to time. You know, artificial smells that makes your furniture or house smells good are good, but they also are chemicals. Yes, a candle is a fire. Yes, it's kind of made of chemicals. You can probably make your own, but it is nice. It will put you in another place. Let's just say I'm very fascinated with the 1800s, those times where there's no electricity, there is no technology, much technology I can say, going around. So people would write or read under candlelight, and as soon as the sun sets, there's no one outside. So if you are watching TV, which is not old-fashioned at all, but and you light the candle up and in the dark or light or so on, just make sure it's safe, there's no curtains or kids around it, and then it will add a really nice environment to your session, I can say. It's a relaxing session. I mean, you can just look at the wall and see how the fire makes those unusual shadows. Right. So I would like to talk about dreams. My interpretation of dreams is usually I wake up the next day and just I'm glad I'm alive, and I wake up the next day I don't remember anything. I don't remember that I was stuck somewhere, or I wake up the next thing. I remember I was in a meeting with some people, but I don't remember anything. But at the same time, sometimes you get kind of too attached to those dreams because you would dream about someone or something that is important to you, and something bad or good happens, and you'll be like, this is stressful. Like, for example, I say, you have an exam tomorrow. Let's go back to that. and the night before, you have that dream where you like fail the exam or not show up, or the worst things happen. And then you would wake up, it's like kind of afraid that exam will go bad. A presentation even worse in front of, let's just say 30 to 40, 50 people that you're gonna have to do tomorrow, and then you wake up like, this is not gonna be good. This dream has affected me a lot. If I give those dreams attention, it will for sure affects me. But at the same time, I'm starting, or I actually realize that those dreams are just dreams, things that you've seen in your mind, I can say, when you are sleeping. It's like just a movie that's just on a screen. It's not gonna really affect you in a personal way. But that doesn't mean you just ignore them all and just like, okay, I'm gonna forget about what those dreams are, but give them a really mediation, that a good amount of attention, not too little, not too much. Like if you had a dream about being hurt somewhere, you just be careful driving next time. Or if you had a dream that you fought with your neighbor, just let them know about it and just say, I had a dream about that, and I think, are we cool? And that would strike a good conversation, because they will share their own dreams as well. So there are two dreams that I remember that I like. Not like, but I remember vividly. One of them is called Angel of Death, and the other one is called Flying. And there's one falling, but that doesn't happen a lot, gladly. Don't you hate those kind of dreams? I do. So I was 15 at that time, and I was sleeping like a human being, I can say. And if you can Google the word Reaper, you can see how typically the angel of death would look like for the human imagination, which is a guy in a long robe, I can say. It's a black robe, and the angel of death is actually a skeleton hiding under it, and usually has a metal object that he or she or it uses it to take souls or collect souls or something like that. It's a really good concept. So at that time, I think I didn't know what he looked like, but this dream is I was in public normally, and there's no much details into that, but I saw in my dream, I saw the angel of death, and he had an iron object what he used for your, like for barbecue and stuff, but it was black or something. He was going around and touching people with it, and as soon as he touched them, they're dead. Okay, was vivid enough, but it didn't wake me up, and I still kept going with the dream, and he was going around collecting souls, and it was my turn. The problem is he didn't just put this iron metal rod on me and then just took my soul or something. No. Before he took mine, it turned red, and he puts it on my stomach, and I woke up at that time feeling a semi-burn on my stomach that woke me up really good. So I was interpreting that dream for a long time. I was thinking about it, back at it again. Like every once in a while, when someone talks about dreams, I would bring this up. At that time, I got scared really bad. I can't say I couldn't sleep because I'm here. But it affected my behavior, whatever I'm doing around. I'm just like very careful. Like, what did I do wrong in order for this to happen? Right now, it's just a dream. At the time, it wasn't. But that dream was something I would give it a lot of meaning and attention. But if I got really too close to it, it would affect me negatively. But I just told you guys now about it just because I want to share it. Another dream is I was squatting, just like when you are working out or something, you're just squatting. And I started walking, trying to walk, and I started to fly. No wings, nothing, just anti-gravity. I would just start flying and go around. And I would just go, on video you would see, I would just start walking, a squatting position, and just fly a little bit and then go back. It's nice, it's amazing. So I want to leave dreams with a good thought. And welcome back, Luke.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for having me. Glad to be here on Sweet Canal. Sorry for being late. Was trying to get that set up. Working on a really big energy project, and I had to take a call.
I think you should get closer.
Closer to the mic?
Yeah, I mean...
It's pretty close. I know can this not work? Is this not adequate?
It is, but it's not hitting the second
I'll try
color.
to speak clear.
Yeah, you can do it.
So what have you been talking about? What are you guys focused on right now? What's the
right
topics?
now, or just all over?
Okay.
Alright, so I kind of started with an intro for exams, people.
Cool.
Yeah.
We have those coming up, right?
Yeah. I want to give people the best tips for that, which is
Okay.
not to cheat.
Never.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't.
it's up to your conscience, but it's not good. Then
Study. You gotta study. You gotta spend time studying. You have to break it down over the, 2-week period. Make yourself flashcards. That's important.
Yeah. Another thing I talked about is selling your used stuff or buying used stuff at the same time.
The books?
Books, games, furniture.
Mhm.
As long as it's clean, you're good.
Right. I like that process of selling and buying. I especially love the used books sales that are available because those help us save a lot of money. Being a student is not easy. It is like a full-time job. I'm very thankful when we can activate, loans to keep us alive during this time, loans and grants. Jobs are great too. And actually this is part of our credit that we're doing this radio station, but we're two individuals, Mohammed being from Saudi Arabia, I am from Kansas City, but we're two individuals who are inclined to do this sort of work. We have opinions, we like to organize, we like to share stories. I'm glad to be able to be on Sweet Canal.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. After that, it's right about experience versus intelligence. It's basically just trying to say is if you have a supercar and sedan and try to race them, the supercar would win, but with no gas, either won't go.
Exactly.
And the sedan would win with the gas if the supercar doesn't. So if you are a very intelligent person and not put the work or try to experience stuff, you're not gonna have enough gas to go. Anyway.
That's right.
So you're gonna lose.
I got it.
The last thing I talked about before you came in is another thing is to practice Photoshop and software. If you make a mistake, just hit X. It's that easy. I mean, I was too lazy to try to do that.
Okay, so you're talking about people who have a fear to get involved. It's really easy. If you're fearful of getting involved, making a mistake, you can just go back, erase it, and start over.
Yeah, especially with softwares.
That's nice.
That's nice. And if you actually make more than that, you still can get up.
I think there are a lot of people. I was really impressed last week. You had to edit this show, and you did it really quick on some online equipment, and you shared it with our team, and it looked great. I was really impressed with that. I think a lot of people are fearful of getting involved with editing content, and they just don't even start. And so they're like, I'm not as computer savvy as I'd like to be. I need to be able to learn, better skills. Yes, learning skills in a setting such as UMKC and communications, Kevin Mullen, Peter Morello, Angela Elam is great, but also, or with Caitlin Horsman, all amazing professors. But also, you can go online, take tutorials, and a lot of these programs are pretty easy and simple to use, so don't let that deter you. I think that's a great topic.
If you know the basics, file, edit, go back, and advanced, other than that, it's just you learning stuff. If you start learning how to save, how to lock and layer and stuff, you can start learn actual lessons where you do a specific thing that you want. But first, before any of that, just try to extract an actual file, preferably saved as a PDF because it saves settings, and then you will be good. Another thing I talked about is dreams and if they mean something to you or not.
Oh yeah, dreams are what keep us going. They're definitely what have fueled me. I bet dreams are what have brought you here to America, Mohammed.
No, not dreams that I'm hoping for. Dreams that you, like have.
At night?
Yeah, at night.
Okay.
Yeah, when you're sleeping.
Oh, dreams. Sometimes my dreams are very vivid. Other times they're not. My girlfriend Cameron Dye, I'm giving her a shout out, my love, and then our little baby Oliver. Little baby Oliver is about 7 weeks now.
40 days.
Yeah, 40 days,
Yeah.
right. She has real vivid dreams, and yeah, it's pretty amazing. Sometimes they scare her a little bit, other times they can very much empower you. My dreams aren't as vivid right now in my life. Through my mind, it's during my sleeping time. I don't know why.
So you just blank till you wake up, or just
A little bit. It just depends. Depends on what's been going on.
Well, I'm not an expert.
Yeah. It's busy. My life is real busy right now, so I can see where the dreams might even have trouble working themselves into my schedule, even when I'm sleeping.
It seems like it. Yeah, I know
It's
you are
intense.
a busy man, but I appreciate your time that you're
Oh, yeah,
spending
this is
here.
important. This is one of my priorities. I was working for Congressman Cleaver, who I want to give a shout out to as well. Congressman Cleaver's got a big campaign coming up against Mr. Turk, which he usually has been victorious in the past. We have good leadership from Missouri House of Reps with Congressman Cleaver, formerly Mayor Cleaver, who we very much like. I was working for the campaign, but decided that Mohammed and the radio station in UMKC, they gave me a call, and I wanted to answer it. And so I had to step away from the Cleaver campaign, which was sad, but I'm really happy to be here on air with Mohammed. This is really important. We have great work, important work. I like the direction Mohammed's going with topic, and I really like his shout outs to the other side of life, the challenging side of life, the side of life that many of us have never engaged in, which is a life of poverty, a life of struggle. I can tell you as an entrepreneur, I've been in both, and I'm proud to be alive, proud to share those stories too, and thankful that someone like Mohammed, who comes from halfway across the world, is able to communicate about such sensitive topics that we engage with around the world.
Wow, that's in order to understand what someone else is going through, sometimes you have to be in that place too. So I was reading something from my social justice class, and about this doctor who was an expert on social justice stuff. And then he said, I used to be in a gang. I used to be discriminated for who I am and stuff, and now he is a doctor in that field. So if someone in their early teens who joins a gang, he would be able to talk to them and actually understand their point of view. Yeah, I know this happens, that happens, but his story is pretty good. I watched that in class yesterday, and it was good. It was good. So he talked about that. Would you like to share your social medias again?
Yeah, no, that's important. We do that every show. I would like to share social media. You can find me at Intergalactic One. That's the number. Sorry, it's letter I Intergalactic, the number 1 on Twitter. I don't do Facebook. You can find me on LinkedIn as Luke, Luke Cole, Kohl. My company's Make It Cool Branding Strategies, California LLC. I do work globally. I'm working with Mohammed right now. I'm a student right now as well, and happy to be here.
We're all students, not the same all the time, I can say.
That's right, we
Yeah.
are.
Sometimes you have to read chapters, sometimes you don't. But we have to learn something every day. The hashtag that you can share your thoughts on is Kroo Canal. K as in K, R, double O, Canal, Canal. Talk to us on Twitter and we'll listen to you. And social medias are on Instagram is Blacklash4, on Snapchat is Blacklash5. I like to post small things on there that may or may not represent an idea. It's just, it's not selfies for sure. It's called portraits. So, other than that, there is about 4 minutes until we wrap this up. 3, actually. So we can wrap this up with something nice. That's called Make Yourself Happy. No one but you can make you happy. So if Luke is not feeling down or something, and I would just say, hey, feel happy, right now, I order you. And if he doesn't feel happy, it's not gonna happen. But if he wants, he will put the effort into thinking into that direction. He would ask me and say, if you bring me coffee, I'll be happy.
And you did, and so it was great. And I thank Muhammad for the coffee.
I'm not
It's
trying
great.
this, I'm just putting examples.
No, it's a good example, because typically I am happy. I tell you, my girlfriend makes me happy, my baby makes me happy, my other baby, Sky, makes me happy. I have my mom and dad make me happy, my school makes me happy, my friends do. I have a pretty great life. Challenged at times, but very beautiful. That makes me happy. I'm a happy guy. I'm happy to be here. I want to say that be aware of your surroundings. You know, when you are interacting with people that are coming all sizes, shapes, and colors, it's important to remember we're all very different, but we all have a spirit. We all have a heart. Remember how your heart feels when you're down or when you don't feel good. Remember, you say to yourself, I don't want to feel like that, or I'm going to make someone else feel like that. It could go both ways. Remember to pick the right way. Muhammad,
Yes, sir.
we're getting ready to close it down. Remember, the show is on Wednesdays at 1 to 2 on our Kroo station, digital station. This is also going to be going up on TW, Time Warner 7, Public Access 17 pretty soon.
Yes, indeed. And I would like to add a note to the, on the same note that's happiness, I would like to add that says, something that says, don't put all your happiness in one basket. Divide it onto different things. And every individual thing will make you happy a little bit until all of it comes into one place. Thank you all for tuning in.
Everybody have a good week.
And
We'll see you
listening.
next week.
Yeah, it's
Thank
hump
you.
day. All right. We're about to go out. And 3, 2, 1.
Ciao.
Bye.